Hey guys, welcome to Technability. After some probing and prodding, we were able to get iOS 7 installed on this iPhone 5. I literally just installed it, so I'm going to be using it for the first time with you guys. Just go through a few of the features and get a feel for what iOS has to offer with iOS 7, or what the iPhone has to offer with iOS 7. So let's go ahead and get started with the lock screen. You can see here the lock screen is definitely different from previous iterations. So first thing first, you'll notice that the notification bar is now, or the notification center, is now accessible through the lock screen. So you can see the notification center has a transparent feel to it. You click on all, you can check all of your missed calls, notifications, etc. Missed calls obviously right there, today, which is your calendar events and whatnot. So all that is there. Of course, if you slide up, you get the camera, you go to the right, you get nothing, and you swipe to the left now, you unlock the screen. And here's where it gets really interesting, guys. You know, of course, the first thing that people are going to notice is the change in look. You can see right there, the icons are different looking. Look at the camera icon, the photos, the calendar, the clock, maps, weather, reminders, hangouts, Pandora, YouTube notes. You can see the dock on the bottom. It's different because you no longer have that little glass stand that these icons were on initially with iOS 6. Now you basically have a flat minimalist look, and it's consistent across the board. And of course you have the notification center, which is transparent, which you can drag down from the bottom. And now when you drag down from the bottom, you have the control center, is what they call it, which basically is a bunch of toggles. You know, this has been around since jailbreak, but they've incorporated into the OS, which is much needed. You can see that you can play music directly from here. You can access, of course, through the lock screen, or you can access from down here. It's kind of redundant, but hey, why not, right? All right, so we can go back here, go back to the control center. And look at the apps that you can see on the bottom. There's apps. You get the calculator, camera. You got the toggles on the top, which again are much needed, something that iOS, I believe, needed. Finally, they've implemented it in. So let's go ahead and see how you create folders here. So if I take this icon, obviously, and drag it into the other app, I create a folder, which is very similar to how it's always been, right? Well, you can see the animation is different. Whoa, it just kind of comes right at you. And I can name it, of course, as such. And if I exit out, it's got that same cool little animation where it zooms back out. So it's like that, consistent across the board. If I click on something, it'll zoom in and zoom out, and you can see the folders here. Zoom in, zoom out. Very similar. Now, in order to access Spotlight, you just swipe down from any one of the screens, and you get Spotlight. You can see the keyboard. Keyboard is a little different looking, and we'll get to that in a minute. So the keyboard's different slightly. I swipe down from any screen and I get Spotlight, so it's no longer swipe to the left, which some people will be happy about that, some people won't care either way. I'm one of those people that doesn't care either way because I never really use Spotlight, but I like the fact that now if you just swipe down, you can access Spotlight. It's actually really cool. App Store is pretty similar. The only difference is you guys can see the icons on the bottom. The fonts are different, the color schemes are different. It's very minimal. It's the same with the you know, no service up top because I don't have a SIM card in there, and the clock and the network and whatnot. They changed the color schemes. It's very simple, minimalist, modern, metro looking, so to speak, which is what Windows Phone has been using for a few years now. And it's interesting. They took a lot of the factors that made Windows Phone so unique and applied it here to iOS. And that's a good thing because I think this is the way to go. The skeuomorphics were getting old. Everything has been adjusted. I mean, look at the Notes app here, for example. You can see the Notes app. Again, really, it's just a white background. I mean, that's basically all it is. It's a white background. Let's, ditch the Notes app and look at the clock. Again, the clock, simplistic. It's a white background, and you got, of course, an alarm, stopwatch, and you can see these little effect that you get with the toggles there. It's just pretty neat, I think. World clock, of course. If I click on that, switch out to the clock, and it's like this across the board. I mean, look at the calendar. Same with the calendar. Simple, right? That's basically all that it is. It's nothing more or less than just a black and white UI looking effect, and I guess that's how Apple likes it. I think that's how the consumer likes it these days. You see this a lot with Android. I mean, with the way Android is these days, it's very minimalist and simplistic, so they're definitely going down that route now. All right, let's look at the camera, guys. If people are interested in the camera, you can see right here on the bottom. Just go ahead and zoom out. Alright, so instead of that toggle that you used to get to switch over to video and photo and whatnot, now you can just kind of swipe over. It's square, you get Pano, whatever that is, photo, video, and if you take a picture, it's actually exactly the same as it's always been. Take the picture. Boom. You can switch over to the front-facing camera. There's a front-facing camera. And it's the same. Take a picture, boom. Okay. Now to get to the photos, obviously it's the same. Click over here. Get to the photos. You can see the share options. A little bit different here. You could airdrop it, which airdrop means if there's an iPhone near you, you could just kind of you could just kind of send it via this airdrop feature. You need Bluetooth on, etc. And here you could share it with various different apps. And right here on the bottom, you can see you could share it with, or you can use it as wallpaper, print, assign to contact, etc. So really cool. Let's go ahead and cancel that and go to camera roll. See how the camera roll is, okay? You can see how the camera roll is. You can see how the gallery is in general, which I haven't seen yet. Let's go ahead and look at that. Various albums, okay? You can see the albums. Camera roll, photos, shared. It's, you know, simple. Not much, not very different than what you're used to. Calculator is kind of a funky color there on the right, I suppose. All right, now let's go ahead and look at iTunes Music. You can see the app right here. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. If I double click, here's the multitasking. Very similar to Sense 4 on the HTC phones of last year, which people weren't really happy about because they felt like it just wasn't practical. But you can see if you swipe, oh, that's the home screen. If you swipe up, you can eliminate these apps. Okay. If you swipe down, nothing happens. So swipe up, eliminates the apps. Okay, now we're going to go to Safari and look at these new tabs that they got. So you can see these new tabs. Let's go ahead and add one. Let's add another one. It's got that 3D effect. These are similar, these cards that you get with Chrome, and I'll show you what I mean. Here's Engadget's website. Okay, browser's nice, smooth. Okay. Keyboard's a little different. You can see the keyboard there. All right, now let's look at Chrome and see what I'm talking about here with the similarities with Chrome. So if I click here on the tabs on Chrome, add a tab, you can see it's similar. It doesn't have that nice 3D effect, but if I swipe them away. So they definitely took a little bit from Chrome, but that's not a bad thing. Chrome's a good browser. Let's see, other than that, you got the weather app. Nice looking, clean. There you go. Looks similar to HTC's weather app, or what you get with Windows Phone, HTC Hub. Let's see, let's check out the mail app. Alright, so you can see the mail app here. Slightly different if you swipe, archive. You get this with Gmail for a while now. Swipe to the left, you can get your various mailboxes, inboxes, etc. So a lot of swiping. Utilizes swiping quite a bit. Okay, cool, right? So again, you swipe down, you get Spotlight. All right, let's look at the keyboard. What's different with the keyboard? Looks different. That's it. Minimalist. Feels the same. Responsive as it ever is. So keyboard, nice. Okay. So let's see. Other than that, Siri. I don't think Siri's going to work because I'm on a network. Hey Siri. Yeah, Siri's not going to work. But Siri's been changed. Now it uses Bing as its default search engine, which reminds me to go to settings here. Show you guys what the settings are all about. Okay. Control center settings, obviously. Notification center. You know, looks a little bit different. You still got the little colorful icons when you scroll down a little bit. You know, very similar. General. You get Spotlight search, Siri, etc. So the settings are there if you guys want to look at the fonts close up and whatnot. It's interesting, isn't it? Feels weird. I mean, honestly, it makes more sense on this phone to me because the phone has a very utilitarian feel, the iPhone 5, and I felt like it needed a minimalist OS to match that. I felt like the skeuomorphics never really matched the hardware of this phone, so it's pretty interesting. And of course, there's a live wallpaper, which looks like Phase Beam that you get on Android. Let me show you guys the dialer here. Okay, dialer is different. It's little circles, minimalist. Right? Contacts, same, black, white. That's what you're gonna get. This dialer is interesting, isn't it? Okay, if you call, well, it's not gonna call that, is it? Okay. Well, I don't have data in there, but it's very, I mean, the scheme of the whole OS is very white, has a white feel to it. You got reminders, of course. Maps are the same, you know, I showed you guys the contacts, the App Store, newsstands. Okay. Very consistent. Everything looks similar to everything else on this operating system. Okay, you know, I guess that's it, guys. I mean, overall, everything else is pretty much similar. I probably missed a lot of things, but hey, you know what? This is just the first time I'm using it. Just wanted to make a quick video showing what this is all about. It's an interesting update, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very comfortable using it because it's not much of a difference from the original iOS. It looks different, feels different, but everything is pretty much stayed the same. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and enter my contest that I have, Technabilities contest, to win awesome smartphone accessories. If you guys have any questions or requests, please let me know. Thank you guys for watching.